The brands that you work with at Mondelez are very much consumer brands. That I mentioned Chappies, that if I don't buy Chappies, I buy another brand of chewing gum, which I call Chappies. If it's at the right kind of price, I kind of buy it. And of course, brands with legacy, with heritage. As a brand develops that legacy and heritage, it becomes, call it, more expensive to buy at the sort of a shop or whatever the case is. How do you maintain that consumer love and affection over time for generations that didn't grow up on Chappies? Because while I say there was Chappies when I grew up, there were also very few brands that I could buy at that price point. But today, you go into a sweet shop and there are many. So much so that you can't call it by name anymore. How do you build that future, that sort of, future focus with consumers?
Well, that's a great question. I think that's, if you ask me really, that's the job of marketeers and agency partners, right? Yeah. Not just sell the product, but how do we create meaningful consumer connections? Yeah. How do you create rituals in the lives of the consumers where the product fits in, but authentically and effortlessly? Yeah. Right? So for example, in some of the categories that we operate in Mondelez, bubblegum and Chappies, for example, Chappies is almost the equivalent of bubblegum. When they go to the hawker, they ask for a Chappies, and it's almost like the Xerox of bubblegum. If they get some other bubblegum, it's because that's so iconic. Yes. It stands for the category. The same, by the way, is true for Cadbury also. Yes. They sometimes, and not just here, but in India, Malaysia, they sometimes go to the shop, ask for a Cadbury, get another chocolate, and Cadbury's is equal to chocolate. Yes. So coming back to the question, I think it's about creating meaningful connections with the consumers. Yes. And having an authentic role of the brand, creating a ritual in the lives of the consumers without them almost knowing it in an authentic manner.